All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 2 of season 2 of the Lyons Den Quiz League. Don't mind the time in the top right. We don't talk about it. Sorry about the mic. People were saying on the first video that they didn't even recognize the voice, but whatever, it's happening again. I am once again recording very late on this laptop with a bad microphone, so here we go. I'm trying not to be too loud right now because it's 4 a.m. and my good friend Fao is sleeping in the room next to me, so this is unfortunate if he can hear me. So I hope he can't, but I'm just gonna go ahead with this and yeah, we'll start with quiz number 1. These are all named after Taylor Swift albums, by the way, in honor of the release of her new one. Anyway, quiz number 1 is called Fearless. The first question asks about a Frenchman who became the first and last person to walk on a tightrope between two buildings. Well, it doesn't say two, but it's probably two buildings. My thought here is just the Twin Towers. I don't know, if anyone actually knows this. It seems like super random. I don't know, maybe it's famous, but the and last thing doesn't necessarily imply that the buildings aren't there anymore, but it certainly could imply that, and it just seems like an answer that makes sense, so I'm going with that. A god from Norse mythology, death by mistletoe, is just going to be Balder. That's just, I don't know, that's just a thing from Norse mythology. He's like the god that famously dies and everyone is sad about it and there's a funeral and everything. So yeah, that should just be Balder. Which 61-year-old daredevil has been redacted from the photos? I feel like the only daredevil that you can even ask about is this guy. Yeah, he's famous for being a daredevil, and I think he's reasonably old at this point. And I cannot name a single other daredevil, so we're going to go with Evel Knievel. Question number 4. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. This is, yeah, a famous thing from Dune. The all-female group is called the Bene Gesserit. I didn't know anything about this until the Dune movies came out, but I have seen them both, and they are amazing. And so, yeah, now I know a little bit about Dune lore. Question number 5. The most red cards of any active player. 26 for Real Madrid, 2 for PSG, and 1 for Sevilla. A player who notably played for all 3 of those clubs and is also kind of known for being dirty is Sergio Ramos. So it's 100% going to be Sergio Ramos. And number 6, Thermopylae was just the Spartans fighting the Persians. It's probably also correct to say like Achaemenid or something, but surely Persian is acceptable here. Yeah, Thermopylae was just the Spartans against the Persians, basically. So, honestly, I'm a little bit torn on what to enhance on this quiz. I don't really know what the play is here. There are a few that I think anything from question 2 to question 5 is a decent one to enhance. I don't know what people find easy or hard. I don't know how famous this guy is. I Bene Gesserit would be hard, except Dune is I don't know, everyone's watching it these days, so people probably know what that is. But that still isn't easy. I think God from Norse. I see but it's a secondary Marvel Comics character. That seems pretty random. Do people know Norse myth? That seems kind of hard to me. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna enhance number 2, but I feel like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 might be better, but it's hard to know. So I'm gonna enhance 2, and I'm gonna click bridges. Too tired for this, man. Okay. Twin Towers, Boulder, Tom Cruise. Oh, wow. So I'm just wrong. That's tough. Okay. Bene Gesserit, Sergio Ramos, and Persian Empire. Interesting. Daredevil. I mean, I guess he could be considered a daredevil. I just thought, like, I just think of him as an actor, but yeah, sure, he's an actor who is also a daredevil, so fair enough. I don't know who Evil Knievel is. He's just a, well, he's a daredevil. I don't know. I think he's alive. Like, I think that was a decent guess, to be honest, but okay, 5 out of 6. That's fine by me. At least I didn't enhance number 3 because I was thinking about it. So yeah, that is a decent start. Quiz 2 is called 1989. When gear for 1989 hit the merch store, news outlets analyzed the risks behind selling articles, blah, blah, blah. People were worried that TS would be misinterpreted as standing for what? Now, I thought about this one for a while because I did not have anything, and something came to me that I think is actually a pretty good answer. I don't know when he died, but I think it was sometime around 1989. I think that's roughly correct. Um, I was trying to think of people who might have died in 1989. I was trying to think what's the significance of 1989 here, and that kind of just came to me, and I was like, wow, that actually I think is a pretty good guess. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Tupac. Question number 2. Chemists claim to have caused what process to occur at room temperature? Only occurs naturally at temperatures of millions of degrees. I don't know, but I'm gonna guess nuclear fusion because that's a thing that happens at millions of degrees, like in the cores of like stars and stuff. So it seems reasonable enough, but it could be anything, to be honest. Question 3. The musician that performed a medley of 2 songs that would go on to become his most well-known hit. This is like that guy in the, I don't know, like, you probably know what I'm talking about. You know, the like YouTube video or whatever where it's like the dude in a boat on a ukulele or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's this dude, and he's singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." Um, Somewhere over the rainbow. Like, I've never even seen more than like 5 seconds of clips from that, but I just know that it's like the dude singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." So whatever. I'm pretty sure that's the one from the 1930s film. I have no idea what the other one is, but I don't need to, so it's fine. Question number 4, an econ question. We haven't gotten a lot of these, so that's kind of fun. But this is just budgets, balanced budget multiplier, budget constraint, like maximizing utility to subject to a budget constraint, etc., etc. This is just budget stuff. I don't know how to explain it. I just know this because I studied econ. Question 5. This one I'm torn about. Nicolae Ceausescu and his wife were sentenced to death on what calendar date? So obviously I don't know that. But also Charlemagne's coronation, I don't know that either. But George Washington's crossing of the Delaware, I'm like reasonably confident was like either Christmas or Christmas Eve. But I don't know whether it's Christmas or Christmas Eve. So I think it's going to be December 24th or 25th, but I don't know which one to put, which is a bit sad. I kind of want to go with Christmas, but I have no real reason for that. And it may be the 24th. I hope that I'm audible here, honestly. I'm trying to be quiet, but yeah, we're just going to have to see how it comes out, I guess. Okay, question 6, in Dead Poet Society. I've never seen this movie, but I mean, the first time he uses what 2-word Latin catchphrase, inspiring them to make the most of their lives. Like, that just sounds like carpe diem, right? Which translates as seize the day, which makes perfect sense, I think. So I haven't seen the movie, but I don't know, that kind of just makes sense. So, um, I almost want to enhance number one, which would be a bit risky, but it kind of like I'm not sure that two is correct. Three, I think, is too easy. I could mm, maybe four. Maybe four isn't actually bad because is four's not that four's not that easy, right? Like maybe it is. I don't know, but I feel like there's a few. Hmm. I don't know. Like one is probably harder, but I just feel like I might be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. So I think it's safer to enhance something I'm sure is correct here. So I'm going to enhance number four, and we'll just see what happens. Bridges again. Okay, sure. Does that top left one have a bridge? I think it does. Okay, apparently not. Why is it... Bro, what is happening right now? Wait, where... There's no more. What the hell was that? Okay. Fusion is correct. Budget, December 25th is right. Carpe diem. Okay. I said nuclear fusion. Is that okay? I should have just said fusion. Oh no. Um, am I wrong? Okay, I'm not actually sure. Tiananmen Square. Well, it wasn't Tupac. I don't know when Tupac died. Um, it might have been the 90s, but that is not what I thought it was. So, um, yeah, glad I didn't enhance that. I really hope that nuclear fusion is accepted for two, but I actually don't know if it is correct. So we will see what the quiz makers decide on that one. Quiz three is the pop culture quiz, and it's called, I think, Lover is the name of the quiz. Number one, the ending of what rom-com reveals that the title object is actually a dementia aid. This is The Notebook. I saw this movie a couple years ago. It was decent enough, I guess. But yeah, if I hadn't seen that, I wouldn't have any chance there. So it's kind of lucky. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just The Notebook. This is 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover or 50 Ways to Say Goodbye. That's just, yeah, the titles of those songs, I guess. Question three, coming of age story written by and about whom the protagonist and her love interest have a conversation that is not about a man, but is instead about when she realized she was a lesbian. So surely this is Alison Bechdel, just because of the clue about not about a man, because that's like what she's famous for, like the Bechdel test or whatever. So I figure that's just who we're talking about here. And then we get to questions that are a bit rough. I'm always going to get tripped up by the pop culture quizzes, but yeah, I mean, I have no idea. Like, I don't know who any of these four people are, so that's a bit tough. I'm just going to guess, like, Kardashian because that's a common surname for random celebrities to have, I guess, so whatever. I'm just going to try that. Number five. Um, this one took me like a long time to think of, but I finally figured out that we're talking about Titanic. The problem is that I don't know what the object is. I think it's like a door, but I'm not sure. Like the thing floating in the water at the end of the movie. Presumably the debate is like could Jack have just gotten up onto it with her without it sinking? Um, but I don't know if it was a door or it was a piece of debris, but I don't know what it was. So I almost want to put like I almost want to just write like the floating thing in Titanic, but I'm pretty sure I have to say what it actually is. So hopefully it's a door, but it it might just be something else, and I'm gonna be sad if it's something else. Would a door float? What is it? Like, what is she? Like, what is she on? I mean, it's definitely like rectangular. I don't know, man. I wish I knew what this was. Ugh, that's so annoying. Like, cause I know exactly what it's talking about, but like, I don't know what the thing is. Anyway, question 6. I have no idea what's going on here. Like, no idea. This is a website that's like, I mean, John Locke is presumably like John Watson plus Sherlock Holmes or something. But like pairings on a website? Like, what in the world? Anyway, three character abbreviation is accepted, which implies that one of them isn't a letter. So I'm just gonna say like A and B or something. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, um, how famous is the Notebook? Like, I wonder if the Notebook or Bechdel is harder. Because those are the two that I'm considering enhancing here. Um, like, is the Notebook like? I mean, the Notebook's pretty famous, right? But, hmm. But Bechdel, I mean, that's not. How well known? I mean, that is pretty well known. I might actually enhance number one here, honestly. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, surely this one's easy, right? Surely? Um, it is a door. Let's go. Okay. Adore Kardashian. Kardashian's correct as well? Oh my god. I got 5? That's actually. Wow. I just typed Kardashian because I saw Jenner and I like associate those two names with each other, and I didn't know who any of those people were, so that's kind of nuts. Um, wow, and it was a door. Let's go. AO3. I have never heard of that in my life. Cool. That went better than expected. Quiz 4 is a media quiz with audio, and I assume I'm going to get copyright strikes if I play the audio, so I'm not going to play the audio. However, um, and apologies if I can play this, but it just seems risky. So I'll try and explain what these audio files were. So the first one is Taylor Swift's whatever it is, like EMA speech getting cut off by or VMA, whatever the heck they're called. Anyway, it's when she got cut off by Kanye West. Again, the idea is like it plays part of something and then cuts off right before somebody's about to speak. But this is the famous thing about Taylor Swift getting cut off by Kanye West. Number 2, oh, unable to save your draft. Hopefully the Wi-Fi is not failing or something. Number 2, the musical shift, the end of this clip. Okay, so this is a song from, I believe, Frozen. It's the one that's like for the first time in forever, la la la. So I think that's from Frozen, I hope. And it's like Anna singing about being all hopeful about things changing because it's like the coronation or something. I don't know. I saw this movie once and it was like 10 years ago, but um, anyway, I think surely Elsa would be the one to voice different feelings, I guess. And at the end of the clip, there's like, it sounds kind of like cold or like wintry, so it kind of makes sense. I don't really know what I'm saying, but I think Elsa is a reasonably good guess here, at least. This plays 3 clips of Timothy Chalamet speaking. The first clip is from Little Women, I believe, and the second 2 clips are from Lady Bird, which are the first 2 films from Greta Gerwig. So the actress who he's talking to in both of the movies is Saoirse Ronan. I've seen Lady Bird a couple times. Very good movie. So I recognized those lines. And I've also seen clips from Little Women, so that was enough to figure out what was going on in that one as well. Again, sorry that I can't play the audio, and maybe I can, but I'm just being safe here. Um, Number 4, what character is the recipient of the award given in this clip? Okay, that's a bit tough because I don't remember what this audio file was. I should have brushed up on this. I'll skip to number 5 for now. The clips heard in this audio file, the cut off right before Elton John is heard. It basically played 3 like very famous Elton John songs. So I feel like if you know any Elton John music, you probably are getting this. Because what I think it was Daniel, I'm Still Standing, and Your Song. So anyway, all good songs, and yeah, they were all Elton John songs. What is the real name of the character being spoken to in this clip? Okay, this is getting sad because I don't remember 4 or 6. I'm gonna have to like pull these up on my phone or something and like listen to them because I am like straight up not remembering what these questions are. So let's skip to the next quiz for now as I try and like pull up the clips on my phone, see if I can pull that off. But the next quiz is a geography quiz, and it is extremely difficult, like really hard. I guess this is, since it's a GeoGuessr community, they figured, okay, let's just make the geo like way harder than everything else. So this quiz has the lowest average of the week, I think by quite a bit. Maybe not, okay, not by quite a bit, but it has the lowest average of the week in a GeoGuessr server, which tells you a bit about how hard it is. And it's rough. The first question, the 2 most notable structures in India called Red Fort are in what 2 cities? There's a very famous Red Fort in Delhi, but I've never heard of another one. What I'm thinking here is, it says parts of the more eastern Red Fort were renovated by Shah Jahan to include more marble. So Shah Jahan is famously the dude who commissioned the Taj Mahal, and I think the Taj Mahal is marble. So it makes sense if Shah Jahan is trying to fill the city with marble. It makes sense that it would just be Agra, but I've never heard of a Red Fort in Agra, so I'm not sure. But it would make some sense. This question asks about some random tiny town in the U.S. I have never heard of this. I don't stand any chance on this question unless I just get blindly lucky. An annual race. I don't know what this is referring to, but I'm just going to guess that Ruby is in. Let's say it's in. I'm thinking the dry state, since lack of precipitation, so maybe like Nevada, Arizona, Utah, something along those lines. Ruby. Let's go Arizona. Question 3. Red orange dunes surrounding incredibly dry salt pan, a desert, and everything here sounds German, which is, weird because like there's no deserts in Germany, but then you remember that Namibia used to be a German colony, so it's probably the Namib Desert, given the German sounding stuff. So yeah, I think that should be the answer there. Land of Fire isn't just a translation of Tierra del Fuego, it's a nickname for what country? And these flame towers, I've 100% seen these before, or pictures of these before, but I couldn't place them, and I'm not actually sure where we are. I'm thinking it's either like, I'm thinking Azerbaijan, because like for some reason in my head it makes sense that these are in Baku. Like I've seen pictures of Baku and I want to say it had some kind of building that looked like this. The other one that The other one that I'm thinking about is Kuwait. Because it feels like this could be a thing that's in Kuwait City. I, man, I really wish I knew. Abundant natural gas flares. I wish I knew, man. I wish I knew. But I'm not sure. Question 5. Again, no idea what the hell's going on. A town in presumably a Spanish speaking country imports a lot of red things. We don't even know what the country is. I'm thinking it might be food of some kind, so I'm just going to say like tomatoes. It's a total random guess. Again, I have no clue what this question is. And then question 6. I have been staring at this map for about 8 hours. Not continuously, but on and off for a long time. I have no idea what is going on in this map. No idea. I cannot figure anything out. There is a quality shared by these countries in red. I can't get it. I've thought of, like, I've considered everything that's crossed my mind. Like, nothing makes sense. So I'm going to say redness because I give up and I just have no clue. I have no clue. I'm going to facepalm, I'm sure, when I see the answer, but I cannot think of anything plausible for this. So I have to throw the towel in because I literally have a train in an hour. Like, I yeah, I don't have time to think about it anymore. So, oh my goodness me. So this quiz has been rough. I'm not gonna lie. This is so difficult. I I think I'm gonna enhance number 1 because I'm like reasonably confident given the Shah Jahan clue that Agra is correct, and I think Namib Desert is pretty easy. Um, at least compared to the rest of the things in this quiz. I'm really worried this is Kuwait or even something else, but I just I just don't know. 5 and 6 are going to be wrong. 2 is almost certainly wrong. But this quiz is like obscenely difficult. Like, as someone who's good at geography, this is a crazy hard quiz. But, that's clearly the point. So, yeah, this probably isn't going to end well for me. But I'm going to enhance number 1 and see how badly wrong this goes. As soon as I click all the stairs. Okay. So, Delhi and Agra, Alaska. Oh, wait, tomatoes is correct? Oh my god. Oh my god. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable, dude. That's actually. Okay. I have to say, that went a lot better than I thought it would. I don't know how tomatoes is correct. That's an unbelievably lucky guess. I was thinking about saying cherries or strawberries or apples or I mean what is la tomatina? I've never even heard of this. I genuinely have never heard of this. I don't know how that's right. I'll take it. Azerbaijan was thankfully correct, so I was right about that building being in Baku. Namib was correct. Delhi and Agra was correct. The race is the Iditarod. That makes so much sense. The race, of course, of course. Lack of precipitation, man. I'm thinking dry, like sandy desert. I'm not thinking Alaska, but man, that makes so much sense. Ruby, I've never heard of Ruby, but the race should have given it away. And then it's agonizing, number 6, because of course, in the long time that I was thinking about this, I thought about flags, but I was just thinking about the colors that were on them, and I was thinking about the symbolism that was on them, and it was just like, I, I don't know, like, it was like Saudi Arabia's what? It's like green with like a sword and some writing on it, and like Botswana is just stripes, and Somalia is blue with a star. It was like none of them had anything in common. the flags. So I was like, okay, the flags have nothing in common, so it's not the flags. I wasn't thinking about what they didn't have, and that is probably something I should have been thinking about. But 4 is still a lot better than I expected to get on that quiz, because that, again, was really difficult, so I'm honestly kind of okay with that result. Quiz 6 is all about, well, it's called Midnights. It's all about like astronomy stuff, basically. So the phase of the moon where it's nearly full but not completely full is called a gibbous. Question number 2, I don't know what this is. It's staying up late and acquiring what specific disease? Unlike a related disease, the hyperglycemia this disease causes. Yeah, okay, so like I don't know what hyperglycemia is. I don't know what a beta cell is. I don't know what this question is. This is probably a really stupid guess, but it says specific, so it has to be something that's not just a general name for a disease. So I figured putting type 2 in there is good, and then like maybe it's diabetes. I don't know. Seems at least plausible to me, but I'm sure this is completely wrong, but it doesn't really matter. I don't really know what this question is. Number 3, early days of computers, memory was expensive. Disaster amount of, bro, I'm so tired, I can't even talk. Decades later, this penny pinching led to a fear that a disastrous amount of bugs would arise simultaneously at midnight on what day? So, I don't know for sure, but it seems like it's probably just like January 1st, 2000, because like presumably, I don't know, like the calendars turning over would have a big effect on that kind of thing. Like the numbers all go to 9 and then they like run out or something. I'm not really sure, but it kind of makes sense, and it's like decades after the beginning of computers, so it kind of makes sense time wise. So that's kind of where my brain is at here, but I don't really understand why that would cause bugs or whatever, because I don't know anything about computers, but like whatever. Our current calendar system isn't of much use for astronomical purposes because the length of the year is constantly changing. Astronomers often denote time using the JD system. The D in JD stands for date. What does the J stand for? Current calendar system is the Gregorian calendar. The previous calendar system was called the Julian calendar. I don't actually know how the Julian calendar worked, but I don't think it had the whole leap year thing built into it. So I kind of want to say this is just Julian because, like, consistent day length, I guess, would make sense. And again, since it's talking about the current calendar system, it makes sense that this would be the previous calendar system. So I'm going to go with Julian on this one. Question number 5. During the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, the sun will be visible at solar midnight for anyone north of the Arctic Circle, because that's just kind of how that works, I guess. And question number 6, programming languages, piece of data is assigned a type. What is the name in popular programming languages for the data type that represents text in and is encoded as a sequence of characters such as midnight? I'm not sure, but I want to say this is like string, like a string of like letters. But again, I don't know anything about programming, so I'm probably just using the wrong word. But I don't know. That one, I feel like that could be right. I just don't know for sure. So 5 is easy. 3 I think is pretty easy. 1 is easy. 2 I don't know. 6 I don't know. And is also probably easy. I feel like I'm going to enhance 4. I'm not 100% sure that it's right, but I'm confident enough to enhance it. So I hope I have the right idea on that one. Okay, so the question is, does this one here count? There's white paint, so I'm saying it counts. Nice. Type 2 diabetes was actually good. Julian was correct. Arctic Circle string, that is 6 out of 6. That is huge. I did not think type 2 diabetes was going to be correct. So that is a big pull. again, very, very solid result. And finally, question 7 is all about poetry, which I am pretty good at because I did literature and Quiz Bowl, so I just know a lot of literature and poetry stuff. So, Taylor Swift compares herself and Maddie Healy to Patti Smith and Dylan Thomas. In Dylan Thomas's most famous poem, he begs his father not to go gentle into that good night and embrace death, but to rage against the dying of the light. Very famous poem, very good poem. Notably features in the movie Interstellar, if you've seen that. But anyway, it is called Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night, so the title of the work ends with the word night. Jose Marti is the national poet of Cuba. Guantanamera is a bit of a giveaway because, like, Guantanamo, people probably know that, like, Guantanamo Bay is a thing in Cuba. But yeah, that's Jose Marti is the most famous poet from Cuba. Question 3, Petrarch spent the next 40 years down bad. Writing over 300 poems about a person does qualify as down bad, to be fair. Anyway, this is called a Petrarchan sonnet. I mean, 2 quatrains followed by a sestet, so 4 plus 4 plus 6 would be 14 lines, which checks out for a sonnet. Question number 4, poet's fascination with morbid themes, because I could not stop for death. This is Emily Dickinson. Because I could not stop for death might be the most famous thing written by Emily Dickinson, but it's definitely her. Question 5 is a little bit harder, I think. A Palestinian poet who was killed by an airstrike compares the tale of his death to what item in hopes that people everywhere may notice and draw hope from it. And then a 2003 novel titled For These Items ends with Amir telling Sohrab, for you 1,000 times over, while running with one. So running with one really makes me think it's a kite, because The Kite Runner is a very famous book that I think 2003 checks out for the timing there. So running with, yeah, I think it's probably going to be a kite. And then question 6, I'm not sure, but I want to say it's maybe like jails or prisons, because I don't know what the Richard Lovelace thing is, but Oscar Wilde, aside from his most famous things like, you know, Dorian Gray and Importance of Being Earnest, there is the Ballad of Reading Jail, is a thing by Oscar Wilde, which I think was written from like a prison, or, you know, a jail, or, you know, it's spelled Gaol, but same thing. So my thought is that it's maybe a jail, but I'm not 100% sure there. I think I'm going to enhance number 5 because I'm reasonably confident that it's right and it seems harder than the first 4. So yeah, enhancing number 5 and submitting. Once we click the crosswalks, why are they disappearing on me? What is this, man? Okay. So hopefully those are all correct. Prisons or synonyms, surely jail is fine. Surely jail is fine. So it's a sonnet, Cuba, night, Dickinson, kites, and prison. So that should be 6 out of 6. If jail isn't accepted, I'm going to have complaints, because it's called the Ballad of Reading Jail. So, like, surely that's correct. Okay. So this one, I'm going to submit this as soon as I remember. I've submitted everything else, right? Yeah. I'm going to submit this as soon as I remember what the clips actually were. So I'm going to pull them up on my phone and listen to them. Hopefully they're quiet enough that they don't show. What? What do you mean connect? Okay, my phone is misbehaving. This is not good. I need to get these. Oh, wild. It saved the progress. That's crazy. Okay. Sorry, I'm waffling. Audio file 4 is this. I'm going to make it quiet and hope that I can just remember what it was. Oh, right. Okay, so question four is about 40 seconds of like an old timey voice talking about having a brain, um, saying like anybody can have a brain kind of thing. So having a brain just reminded me of the Wizard of Oz and the Scarecrow, who notably does not have a brain and wishes he had one. I'm assuming what the clip is the wizard like gifting the brain to the Scarecrow. I think, I mean, the award is like a PhD or something, but like whatever. I think the recipient is going to be the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz. That's he's a Scarecrow, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, and then finally number six. Let me quickly listen to this. What is the real name of the character being spoken to? Ah, yes. Um, it is, well, spoken to. It's more like sung to, but is a clip from Les Miserables. And he's saying 24601, your time is up and you're on parole now or something. But the real name of the guy in Les Miserables is Jean Valjean. So that is that. So I guess the final question is what to enhance. And I think Elsa's too easy, Kanye's too easy, Scarecrow is easy, Elton John is easy. So it's I think it's either three or six. Again, when I say easy, I mean relatively easy. Like I'm not saying these questions are free. I'm just saying I they're simpler than the others. So I think three and six are the tough ones. The question is, do more people know the name of the guy in Les Mis or the name of Saoirse Ronan? I mean, I don't know. Like Saoirse Ronan's like reasonably famous. Um, oh boy, I don't know though. It's not that easy. Jean Valjean. I mean, a lot of people know Les Mis. I think those are both decent options. Honestly, I don't think you can really go wrong. But which one's better, man? I'm really not sure about this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and enhance. I will probably enhance. Ay, ay, ay. Wow, this is. I'm actually quite torn about this. Um. Hmm. Okay. I'm going to enhance number. Man, I'm really stalling here. I'm sorry. I can't really pause the recording, so it's a bit annoying. I think. Well, I gotta choose something because I actually have to leave pretty soon. So I'm gonna choose number. Oh my god. What is like? I don't know what people know. It's annoying. Like Jean Valjean. I mean, that's not that easy. I okay. I'm gonna go number six. I don't know which one of those is better, but it took me way too long to decide anyway. So there's no way that was wrong. You're shitting me, dude. These capture things are gonna drive me nuts. Like, does the like windscreen thing count? Like, is this part of the motorcycle? Okay, no. Apparently it's not. Cool. Um, how many tries is this gonna take? Thank you. Scarecrow, Elton John, Saoirse Ronan, Elsa, Kanye West. Okay, so that's 6 out of 6. I don't know whether the enhancement was correct, but at the end of the day, that was pretty darn good. I think there were a couple lucky guesses. Tomatoes was like insanely lucky. I definitely threw on the flags question. I'm kind of mad about that. Um, but otherwise, for the most part, went pretty darn well. Um, this went well. This went quite well. This one was hard, but it still went well. I mean, I kind of popped off, to be honest, on the whole. I think that was pretty good. Um, yeah, so hopefully, I'm worried about fusion. I really hope nuclear fusion is accepted for that. We'll see if my score is 4 point something or 5 point something on that quiz. Um, and then otherwise, yeah, Tom Cruise I was never pulling. So on the whole, that was very, very good. Now, I don't know if Benny and Looney are actively on the sheet. I don't see them. And I'm not on the leaderboard at all. Love the Taylor Swift lion in the top right. I I feel like I should probably just end the video because this person is idle and there's nobody else on the dock, so I don't think it's actively being updated, and I can't pause the recording on this laptop, and I have stuff that I need to get to. So, unfortunately, I think what I'm going to have to do is just, yeah, leave it and see later what my score ends up being. But I really think that that went pretty well. I think I'll be probably top five, if not top three or even top one. So I think that was a perfectly solid performance. Sorry for the scuffed video quality again. I really hope that it's working because I can't actually tell if the audio is going through actively. So I just have to hope that it is. But it worked last time, so hopefully it works this time. Anyway, that's going to do it for me because we're not going to get a spreadsheet update, but you will see in the next video how I did this week, and that's just going to have to be good enough, I guess. So, yeah, for now, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, and next week I will be back with a more normal setup and a better microphone and a face cam, so things will be better. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next week for some more quizzing. Until then.